Golf is back. That's right, the PGA Tour finally returns to action this Thursday for the Charles Schwab Challenge, taking place at the Colonial Country Club in Fort Worth, Texas. Obviously, because with the pandemic, they haven't been in action since March, and there aren't going to be fans at this event. Now, that is going to be something I'm going to bring up here in just one second, but before I do, just so you guys know, I'm going to kind of cut this betting preview up into two portions. The first portion, I'm just going to break down the event. I'm going to break down some of the odds, the course, things like that, just a full betting preview. The second half of the video is going to be my picks. I have 3 picks, 3 best bets. So if you're only here for my best bets, feel free to fast forward to the second half of the video and you'll get those. But for now, let's get into my betting preview for the Charles Schwab Challenge. Now, I mentioned there aren't going to be any fans at this event, and there's one thing that you guys definitely need to keep in mind for golf tournaments that aren't going to have fans in attendance. Now, in other sports, hockey, soccer, basketball, fans have more of an indirect impact, that home court advantage, home field advantage. But in golf, fans actually have a direct impact. And the biggest way that they have a direct impact is actually by flattening down the rough on the sides of the fairways. That's where the fans line up, and them walking up and down the sides of the course all day throughout the round of the tournament actually flattens that grass out. And when a golfer hits it in that area where that's been flattened out by fans, it's a lot easier for them to hit it out. They have a lot better of a lie. So with no fans, the roughs are not going to be trampled down. Also, golfers might lose balls more often. Fans a lot of the time help golfers point out where their ball landed if it's way off in the middle of nowhere. So golfers might lose balls more. Their shots out of the rough are going to be a lot more tough because the rough's not going to be trampled down at all. It's going to be big and fluffy. So that's the big thing to keep in mind with no fans in attendance here at this golf tournament. So in saying that, let's break down my key stats. It is a par 70 course. It's pretty short. So driving length is not going to be important whatsoever, but driving accuracy is. So I'm going to break down 5 key stats to look out for when you're going to handicap this event yourself. Let's start right there. Driving accuracy. Like I mentioned, it's going to be even more important on this course because they're not going to have that trampled down rough. And not only that, this is already a pretty Colonial Country Club, their golf course, it's already narrow to begin with. The fairways are narrow. They're lined with trees. So beforehand, driving accuracy was already important at this track. Now it's even more important without any fans in attendance. So that's going to be my first key stat to look out for, is going to be driving accuracy. And I think it's going to be the most important this week as well. Next, we're going to look at strokes gained tee to green. That obviously just gives us a good overall view of how a golfer is from the tee box to the green. Next, we're looking at par 4 scoring. So this just shows what their average score is on par 4 holes. It's important here at this track because, as I mentioned, it's a par 70. So there's 2 more par 4s compared to a normal par 72 course that you'd see the majority of the time. Next, we're looking at strokes gained putting. The greens are pretty tough here at Colonial Country Club, so putting is going to be very important. And also scrambling. It is kind of an old school style course with the greens are pretty small, so guys are going to miss the greens. Being able to get it back onto the green and save par if they do miss the green is going to be important. So let's just recap those. Driving accuracy, most important. Then we're looking at strokes gained tee to green, par 4 scoring, strokes gained putting, and then scrambling percentage. Those are my 5 key stats to look out for when you're going to handicap this event yourself, and if you just want to pick your own golfers. Another thing we have to keep in mind that I did mention at the start of the video is that in general, this event's just going to be kind of tough to handicap because we have no idea what each golfer has been doing for the past 3 months. Have they been on the driving range? Have they been practicing? Or have they just been sitting around eating food, getting fat like me? It's impossible to tell, so that we don't have recent performances as a handicapping tool for this event. So all we really have are their 2020 stats. And also the other thing we have is past performances, exactly how they've done at Colonial Country Club for the Charles Schwab Challenge. So we got to use those 2 factors to figure out who we're picking in this event. Now let's take a look at the top 5 odds to win the Charles Schwab Challenge. So let's look at the top 5 golfers on the odds list to win the whole event. We got Rory McIlroy plus 750, he's the favorite. Jon Rahm behind him at 12-1. Justin Thomas plus 1600. Bryson Dechambeau and Webb Simpson are both plus 2,200. So just quick thoughts on these top 5 guys. I'm going to go ahead and scratch Rory off the list, Justin Thomas off the list, and Bryson Dechambeau off the list. Those 3 guys have not played this course before, at least on the PGA Tour. They have not played here, so I don't trust guys, especially a plus 750 favorite. I can't trust him to win as good as Rory is because he just hasn't played here competitively before in the past, and that's going to play a big role this week with everyone coming off a layoff. So those are the top 5 odds, but let's get into my picks. So because we have this little bit of a layoff, if you've followed my golf picks before, you know that I like top 5, top 10, top 20. I don't pick winners unless it's a major. I do it for fun. But this weekend, I'm going to stick to top 20s because top 5s and top 10s is just too tough. We don't know what guys are doing coming off this layoff. I'm just going to stay safe. I'm going to stay top 20, and I got 3 names for you in the top 20. The first one I'm going to give you is Matt Kuchar. So, I mean, you want to talk about being accurate off the tee. Matt Kuchar, 13th in driving accuracy. Pretty good in putting, too. 14th in putting, tied for 43rd in scrambling, tied for 32nd in par 4 scoring, and he's 92nd in strokes gained tee to green. So not great, about average in that last stat, but the driving accuracy and the putting stats stick out to me the most. He also has 3 top 10s at this track at Colonial Country Club, including a 2nd place finish back in 2013. So you can get Matt Kuchar top 20 at plus 200, 2-1. That's where my bet's going to be. If you're curious, he's 40-1 to win, 8-1 top 5, and top 10, he's 4-1. My second pick, I'm going to go with someone who, he was probably the hottest golfer on tour before the shutdown, and that's Daniel Berger. So I'm going to hope that he can carry this over throughout the break and then come back strong this weekend. It's a pretty good price on him when you consider how well he played up until the break. Leading into the break, the final 3 tournaments he played in, he finished tied for 9th, tied for 5th, and then tied for 4th. All 3 top 10s, 2 top 5s. So he's 29th strokes gained tee to green this season, 12th in scrambling, that's his biggest strength, 41st in driving accuracy, so pretty accurate, tied for 46th in par 4 scoring, and then 26th in strokes gained putting. So I like that value there. Daniel Berger, you can get him to finish in the top 20 at plus 280. So that's going to be my bet for him. Like I said, I'm sticking to the top 20. So Daniel Berger, top 20, plus 280. Top 10, if you want to get a little bit more aggressive, 6-1, not bad value there. Top 5, 12-1. And then to win, he's 66-1, aka plus 6,600. One more pick. This one's a little bit of a long shot that I really like here. I'm actually going to go Brendan Todd. So that's probably not a name that you've heard of, but he has done well. He did well late last season and into the start of this season. Driving accuracy, I'm preaching about driving accuracy. It's going to be extremely important this weekend. Brendan Todd, 5th on tour this season in driving accuracy, 2nd on tour in scrambling. Tied for 20th par 4 scoring, 152nd, so not great strokes gained tee to green, but then he's also 52nd in putting. So Brendan Todd, I mean, look at his stats. He's pretty good, but for him to win, he's 150-1. So I think there's just a lot of value there if you're looking for a long shot. I'm not going to take him to win, obviously, but you can get him top 20 at plus 600. So I love Brendan Todd there. By the way, Brendan Todd also finished tied for 5th at this course back in 2014, so he knows how to play this course as well. So Brendan Todd, top 20 plus 600. Top 10, he's there at 14-1. Not going to take that, though. In top 5, he is 30-1. So there you go. Those are my 3 picks. I'm going to take Matt Kuchar, top 20 at plus 200, Daniel Berger, top 20 at plus 280, and then my long shot, Brendan Todd, top 20 plus 600. So there you have it. I've given you my betting preview for the Charles Schwab Challenge at Colonial Country Club. I've given you 5 stats to look out for, 5 key stats to look out for when you're going to handicap this event yourself and pick your own golfers, and then I gave you my top 3 picks for the event. Golf is back. Let's rejoice. Enjoy the event, and if you do decide to bet on it, best of luck. Now, of course, if you want to see more odds and analysis for this event, head over to oddshark.com, and you'll see everything you need there, written by our golf expert, Stephen King. Enjoy the event.